मेरे और मेरी बीवी के साथ, that fight that we have. It's like, I don't find anything wrong in her. And she finds a lot of things wrong with me.
And then string of bad relationships, you need to kiss 1,000 frogs to get your prince. And
I was the only frog she kissed. She was the only princess. हम लोग वैसे नहीं है यार. हम लोग engineer है साले हम लोग.
Exactly, वो wiring अलग है, circuit board अलग है.
निकल जाओ. Every love story doesn't end at they lived happily ever after. What is that way happily ever after? वो तो बताओ.
There is objectivity and practicality and rationality to every goddamn thing, and I can't relate to it.
My definition of marriage is when you've totally become somebody else after your marriage, after getting into the relationship for 20 years. The other person still loves you enough or still cares for you.
कहानी हर घर की कहानी.
एक कोई और पूरा सीरियल को मत प्रमोट करो. decoupled को गाना गाओ.
Today I'm joined by the heartthrob of the nation, someone, a talented actor जिसे देख के सभी का दिल कहता है रहना है तेरे दिल में. And another actress who is as talented, the Sacred Game star Surveen Chawla. And our Madhavan joins me today on Bollywood Bubble.
Thank you, Bhavna.
Welcome.
That was
Thank
very
you, Bhavna.
generous of you.
Yeah, very sweet of you.
I want to know firstly, decoupled. मैंने देखा 2 एपिसोड देख लिए, ट्रेलर देख लिया, सब कुछ देख लिया. बहुत अमेजिंग वाइब है पूरे शो की, because you are talking about a subject which is essentially a taboo, but you are like on fire there, right? When the subject really came to you, what was your initial reaction like?
The same as yours, actually. I hadn't read a script like this, and it being in English, my thinking language, I think it just hit the right notes in my head, and I was very excited, and I could not stop myself from saying yes, because the writing was phenomenal.
Yeah.
I had just read the first 2 episodes. The writing was phenomenal. Manu, our writer, fantastic guy. And with Hardik directing, I think Maddie on board.
Correct.
On the whole, it just appealed to me, and I went ahead and said yes.
But for you, I mean, you are literally shedding that good boy image that you have on screen. Were you apprehensive in the beginning, thoda sa?
No, not at all. I was only apprehensive कि English में मुझे पता था कि a lot of my Hindi and Tamil people are going to yell at me and saying यार आप अंग्रेजियों को लेके आप बना रहे हो. But there is एक society है जहाँ पे English में बोलते हैं, pulp fiction writer अगर वो English में लिखता है तो वो English में ज़ाहिर है बात करेगा.
Correct.
So that was not a worry for me. My worry was that the show is going to be in English. So हमारा audience क्या रहेगा? Secondly, एक ऐसा किरदार था जो जिसके साथ लोगों को लगता है कि I'm not like him. But I'm very much like him.
Really?
Yeah. हो सकता है कि मैं उसकी तरह रिएक्ट ना करूं. हो सकता है कि उसकी तरह मैं भड़ास ना निकालूं. पर सोच में हम बहुत सिमिलर हैं यार. बहुत सारी चीजों में हम लोग सिमिलर हैं. And the third thing is ये एक हस्बैंड और वाइफ की कहानी थी. तो जहाँ पे लग रहा है कि बिल्कुल लव नहीं है, पर जैसे आप देखोगे आप रियलाइज करोगे कि कभी-कभी decoupling may not be the best idea overall.
Correct.
But if you have to do it, it's better to do it like friends.
Yeah.
But there's a very lovely line that Manu has written in the series in English. बहुत अच्छा line लगा मुझे. वो था कि the brain is programmed to remember trauma more than happiness. तो वो दुख और जो ये that the brain remembers a little more. So जब आप अपनी शादी के बारे में सोचते हो तो ज़्यादातर जाहिर है कि हो सकता है कि खाली नेगेटिव शॉट आपको याद रहे. But most marriages are happier than they actually think it to be.
Wow, that's actually a very good line, I don't know how much of it is true though, because...
Well, scientifically it's true.
But tell me, Arya is very objective when it comes to love. And I personally believe that love mein objectivity thoda sa backseat le leti hai, because, you try to do things which you perhaps don't imagine yourself doing at times, right?
True.
So how much do you sort of relate to that? Because personally, मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि love में आप थोड़ा ज़्यादा कर जाते हो, जो आपकी personality ना भी हो तो भी आप कर लेते हो. Can you be objective in love?
No, I cannot be. I'm a hopeless romantic, and no, not me at all. I mean, I can't even relate to that thought, to be very honest with you. But I personally feel men are definitely more objective, even otherwise towards life. They're just objective. They're an objective species. So everything in life, not just love, marriage, but a problem, an issue, a child issue. There is objectivity and practicality and rationality to every goddamn thing. And I can't relate to it. And I think that's the one thing that ticks me off about my husband as well. Because everything just is so objective and to a point where it's annoying. And I think that's exactly what Shruti also gets ticked off with as far as Arya is concerned, because of his objectivity and his selective OCD-ishness. So yeah, I've just summed it up.
I could see the entire frustration coming.
With frustration.
But in that situation, as Surveen, how do you like sort of balance it out? Because उस वक्त तो frustrating लगता होगा, I'm sure.
So it's very interesting, and I actually do that. It'll be hard. I don't know if as a man you would expect somebody to do that, but I actually when I see this coming, I take my time off and I just become quiet. And and I don't do that deliberately. I just want this confrontation or this argument to just end right now, because I feel like we're not in the right frame of minds right now. Let's just take some time out. And we'll get back to it either before going to bed or maybe tomorrow morning when it's a new day, it's a new us, and we're all fresh and slept well and not exhausted.
Yeah.
So let's discuss this later. And what that does is actually annoys my husband.
I agree to it. हम लोग वैसे नहीं है यार. हम लोग engineer है साले हम लोग.
Exactly. वो wiring अलग है, circuit board अलग है.
निकल जाओ. ये मतलब ये closure नहीं मिलेगा ना तो नींद आएगी नहीं रात को.
Oh my God. You just sounded like him.
Oh
my
He is Arya in real life.
No. Don't generalize men like that. I think we're. Okay. I don't need to butter you, but
like that. I am like that.
So maybe it's in the genes. Akshay is definitely like that, and I feel lucky he's like that to have somebody say, you know what, I don't want to sleep after. I want to make up and go to bed.
So for me, so मेरे और मेरी बीवी के साथ, that fight that we generally have is, it's like, I don't find anything wrong in her, and she finds a lot of things wrong with me.
That's such a sweet compliment for her.
Can I tell you the best compliment I've ever given my wife?
Go on.
I think it's one of the best compliments a husband can give a wife. Is when I looked at my son and I told him, when we grow old, if you don't take care of me, I'm okay. But if you don't take care of this woman who's taking care of you right now, who's the most brilliant mother, then for 7 janams, God will not forgive you. I've actually said that.
Shit, there's too much pressure on the boy.
He better
But that's really sweet. No.
But I think that's the best compliment you can give a wife and mother, right? So for me, I think for men, they don't find something terribly wrong, ठीक है यार. But if you're accused of being wrong, then they expect you to make a dramatic change to make things right. वो हम लोग को समझ में नहीं आता यार. सब चल रहा है, चल रहा है ना, खुश है, और कोई प्रॉब्लम हो गया तो तुमने रो दिया उसके बारे में, तो हम वेट करते हैं, हाँ रो लिया, हो गया सब कुछ, बताओ सॉल्व कैसे करना है इसको.
मैं यहाँ नहीं देखूँ ना तो मुझे लग रहा है अक्षय.
बट सारे मर्द ऐसे ही होते हैं, है ना भाई, कैमरामैन वाले, क्या लगता है आप लोगों को, सही बोल रहा हूँ, नहीं बोल रहा हूँ, सब हंस रहे हैं, अपना चश्मा छुपा रही है यार, हमारी यार सीक्रेट मत है.
No, but that's actually true, that statement that you just made कि यार मुझे तो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं लग रही. But he tells me, you find everything wrong with me. But I don't have a problem with you.
Yeah, I don't even find
anything. I don't find anything wrong with
you. And I don't even find the fact that you find things wrong with me wrong.
Yeah.
यहाँ तो सही कह रही है, मैं हूँ ऐसे ही हूँ, तो मैं क्या करें? It's like,
then how do you come to a middle ground?
I don't even think that there is a ground difference. मैं तो सीधा बोल रहा हूँ कि यही है. But I don't think कि यार अगर आपको कोई प्रॉब्लम है यार, आप गुस्से हो गए हो और आप you're disturbed, then I want to know what it is. And Sarita does exactly what Surveen does. कि leave me alone, don't talk to me. Don't talk to me मतलब क्या? I don't know what you mean by don't talk to me यार. When is it good time? Well, you'll tell me it's good time to talk to me. Then I have to judge the tone with which to start.
That happens.
कि मैं पहले ये पूछूं कि चड्डी कहाँ है मेरा, कि यार बेबी चड्डी कहाँ है, ऐसा तो I don't know. So ये सब हम लोग को समझ में नहीं आता है.
I can't stop laughing about this because I see
हर घर की
कहानी.
एक कोई और पूरा सीरियल को मत प्रमोट करो, decoupled को गाना गाओ.
But coming back to decoupled now, I want to know, was there anything challenging also, because we are talking about comedy, right? And comedy, when not done right, can also be something, it can come out as something else completely, right? So how do you make sure that this is, मतलब जो पेपर में लिखा है, जो पढ़ के आपने ऐसे हाँ बोला है, वही एग्जीक्यूशन लेवल पे भी उसी तरीके से दिखे वो?
Actually, it was लिखा बहुत सही था, और हमारे सीरीज में कोई कॉमेडी है नहीं, तो हम लोग
सिचुएशनल है,
वो ह्यूमर है,
वो एफर्ट नहीं,
ह्यूमर है, वो कॉमेडी और ह्यूमर में बहुत फर्क होता है.
Correct.
कॉमेडी में क्या अरे तो क्या करे वो कर सकते हो ओवर एक्टिंग में, और आप लाफ्टर ट्रैक्स डाल सकते हो कि
Correct.
जहाँ हंसी ना आए आपको लगे कि लोग हंस रहे हैं. हमारे यहाँ बिल्कुल हम इनफैक्ट तो बैकग्राउंड स्कोर ही निकाल दिया उन्होंने बेसिकली. तो ह्यूमर ही होता है और साइलेंस है. और सबसे ज्यादा ह्यूमर तब होता है जब लोग जो उसको निभा रहे हैं उनको उसमें ह्यूमर नहीं दिखाई दे रहा.
हाँ.
करेक्ट.
इसने क्या बोला, फिर उसने कुछ बोला, और फिर सडनली आपको ऐसे फील लगा अरे यार इन दोनों ने क्या बोला यार. I just found it really funny.
Yeah.
It's literally that.
Because when I watched the 2 episodes, I was laughing throughout, and I was like, "What is happening?"
So happy with that.
Because I mean, it's just funny because we have all witnessed a lot of this.
So
as
you could
well,
relate
right?
to it.
Of course, there is.
You're
See,
married?
I am not married,
married?
but I
You're
see
not
my parents, right? घर की कहानी है ना.
Of
Parents को
course,
भी तो आप
of
देखते हो
course.
वहाँ पे कि कहाँ पापा is trying
ये
to
चीज
like.
जनरेशन के साथ भी नहीं बदलेगी.
हाँ.
And I don't think this will ever change because this is just how it is. Like,
And the beauty in the writing is we have all generations. We have our younger generation, we have our generation, we have our parents' generation.
correct. That brings me to this, that often love is, I feel sometimes we just romanticize it too much, that we set some standards for it, और उसके बाद that is also sometimes something that leads to a lot of issues later on. Do you also agree to that? Do you feel that it's
Yeah, because every love story doesn't end at they lived happily ever after. What is that way happily ever after? वो तो बताओ. और जब वो बताने लगो तो decoupled बन जाता है. है कि नहीं?
Expectations are the mother of all fuck up, which is
Exactly.
why. Right?
But did you also, like, when, I mean, in your teenage years, how has that definition of love changed for you over time?
Oh.
शुरुआत में तो पपी लव था. इसे क्रश फ्रश इन्फैचुएशन मुझे नहीं हुआ था, मुझे तो पपी लव हुआ था. It lasted me 9 years.
What?
Wow.
Wow.
मैं बता रही हूँ, मैं बहुत ही होपलेस किस्म की रोमांटिक.
मैं समझ रहा हूँ.
समझ रहे हो? मेरा कुछ नहीं हो सकता था, ऐसा वाला था.
But then, has the definition changed for
And then string of bad relationships. You need to kiss 1,000 frogs to get your prince. And
you? Lovely. Yeah.
you must. I feel like you must kiss 1,000. For me, my experience tells me, and his would be absolutely different, and I'm sure it is. I know.
I
but
was
my
the only frog
experience-
she kissed. And she was the only princess I.
So सबकी अपनी अपनी जर्नी
Yeah.
है, सबका एक्सपीरियंस है. मुझे ऐसा लगता है अच्छा हुआ ऐसा हुआ.
True.
It's your own experience that kind of
I think.
decides that.
But within the relationship also, the definition must have changed, right?
मैं वही बोल रहा हूँ हाँ कि वो प्रैक्टिकल रहा यार मेरे लाइफ में कि एक लड़की है
Zarya,
हाँ
I'm telling you.
तो मिल लिया
And
प्यार हो
Shruti
गई
is not romantic at all.
हाँ. Well, she likes to be wooed,
But that any woman likes to be
हाँ,
wooed
वही
doesn't
कह
mean
रहा हूँ.
she's romantic. She's not. She's unlike me. Very unlike.
था तो मैं भूल ही गया कि आपका
No,
सवाल क्या
you
था.
were saying that of course it has changed.
Practical.
How the love has changed. Actually, that's a good question. So, you know what I realized? Ki, love per se never changes. Love is the same. The way you express it and the way you expect out of it is actually a series of compromises.
Correct.
And if you ask me, my definition of marriage is when you've totally become somebody else after your marriage, after getting into the relationship for 20 years, the other person still loves you enough or still cares for you enough
Yeah.
to maintain care for you. That I think is romance. So it's very difficult यार the process of
Yeah.
expecting यार मैं इस लड़की से थोड़ी शादी की थी मैंने.
Yeah.
मैंने तो बड़ी प्यारी सी गुड़िया से शादी की थी यार. ये तो मतलब पूरे घर को टेक ओवर कर गई यार. और कभी-कभी ऐसा होता है कि जब वो मुझ पे कुछ कह रही है और मैं जानता हूँ कि मुझे कुछ रिएक्ट करना है.
Yeah.
और मैं इसलिए नहीं कह रहा हूँ क्योंकि मुझे पता है कि रूल हस्बैंड के रूल के हिसाब से चुप रहो बेटर है. और बीच में आपका वो माधव शास्त्री उड़ जाता है, कहता है यार मैं इतना ढक्कन बंदा भी नहीं हूँ कि मैं चुपचाप बैठूं रहा हमेशा में. सो वो सब डिसीजन लेना जो है दैट आई थिंक इज लव.
He's already scaring me because anyway, this generation I feel is slightly scared when it comes to marriage and all of.
Oh yeah, let me tell you something. I'm sorry, I'm gonna say. Yeah, every moment in your life is so beautiful, but it only has any sense if it is shared with somebody. As you grow older, हम लोग सब बूढ़े होने वाले हैं यार. हम लोग सबको ना लाइफ का एक मीनिंग चेंज होने वाला है.
Correct.
वो कंपेनियनशिप अगर नहीं रहा ना तो जस्ट रिकॉल वैल्यू ऑफ व्हाट यू हैव डन योरसेल्फ वो होता नहीं है. जब ना 15 साल बाद अगर मेरी बीवी आके कहते यार याद है उस थिंग वो हुआ था एंड यू हैंडल्ड सो वेल मैन, आई वाज रियली आई थिंक आई फेल इन यू दैट डे. वो याद रहता है यार. उसका मतलब होता है. और वो कंपेनियनशिप होना बहुत जरूरी है. और कंपेनियनशिप का मतलब ये है कि यू पे द प्राइस कि यू विल हैव टू चेंज फॉर देम एंड दे विल हैव टू चेंज फॉर यू.
A lot of people I've heard saying, I find this very very lame is अरे यार जाना तो अकेले ही है ना क्या करना है
ना
but I feel it's so unfair to say that because वो analogy wise वही बात होगी कि अच्छा failure से घबराते हो तो जो करना चाहते हो तो जो दिल से प्यार है किसी चीज के लिए तो you won't even make an attempt to that.
True.
It's like that for me. You know तो आज खो दिया क्योंकि अकेले जाना है तो आज भी शेयर मत करो किसी के साथ. मुझे I find that very
और वो ना आजकल के जमाने में पता नहीं
but you know what you and me discussing this or us discussing this doesn't make sense. Today's generation definitely does look at any relationship very differently.
मुझे लगता है कि the youngest generation जो हमारे बच्चों की
हाँ
they are very practical यार.
very
Yeah.
वो बड़े
practical
उनको समझ में आ रहा है कि companionship चाहिए.
बहुत pragmatic है.
मैं देख रहा हूँ कि वो लोग लड़ते नहीं जिस तरह हम लोग लड़ते थे.
Yeah.
वो लड़कियों से वैसे नहीं बिहेव करते
स्पेस का कॉन्सेप्ट मतलब एलियन था यार. व्हाट इज स्पेस?
एंड दे मेक कमिटमेंट.
या
उनका कमिटमेंट मैंने देखा. तो आज जो कॉर्पोरेट वर्ल्ड अपने सामान को बेचने के लिए जो दुनिया हमारे लिए आपके जनरेशन के लिए जो क्रिएट कर रहा है उसमें ना रिलेशनशिप को गिव अप करने के लिए बहुत आसान कर देते हैं कि डोंट वर्क ऑन द रिलेशनशिप यार. हाँ कि यार तू लड़की है तेरा ये भी है तू लड़का है तेरा वो भी होता है ये हुआ है एंड देन फाइनली पता चलता है कि यार द हार्ड वर्क यू नीड टू पुट इनटू द रिलेशनशिप तो कोई डाल ही नहीं रहा. The easiest way.
आई एग्री.
That's true. I mean, when I'm thinking about it, I also kind of share the same kind of thoughts. Coming from this generation, a little scared, a little cynical, apprehensive
well
about
put.
these things. But hopefully, after watching Decoupled, maybe that will
really
change.
hope so.
That will
Really
change by
hope
the end of it because
Yeah.
then we'll know that all it takes is effort. Eventually,
If you ask anybody who's been married for long, the meaning of marriage is compromise. You'll have to compromise.
Yeah, it's compromise or
on both ends, though.
or
a lot of
acceptance.
times,
Yeah.
but because
Compromise,
yeah.
acceptance. It's just the two sides of the same coin, but
Yeah.
it's
What I mean by
really
compromise
just that.
is-
Thank you guys. It was lovely.
Lovely talking to you, Bhavna.
It was an
Pleasure,
honor.
Bhavna.
Thank
Really.
you.
All the
Thanks,
best. Yeah.
Thanks.
Bye.